City Skylines II, the last dev diary ever. We are never going to talk about City Skylines 2 ever again. YouTube, if you were here for the best thumbnail in the world, leave a comment in the comments below because it's only there for a limited time and you can feel special about having seen the best thumbnail ever made by our very own Azuark, who you might see popping down there behind Facetious. Today, we are talking about Dev Diary number 13, the cinematic camera photo mode. And it's a wee one. It's 5 pages long. You can see that up there. I will also say that I actually haven't watched the video for this one because I just didn't really have enough time. And I'm gonna react real time to the video. You know. Hello YouTube, we all stink so much that we had a 30-minute discussion about deodorant variants. It's actually true. It's true. So, hey, thanks. If you would like merch like this, you can go to merch.toadiezzz.ca if you want to show the world that we are about diversity. Yes. It's gonna be great. Gonna be great. Okay, so, hey everyone. 5 pages for you. It almost feels like we're going out on a little bit of a whimper with these dev diaries because like it's just photo mode, but photo mode in the game is actually pretty rad, and I think that it would have been difficult to save some of like the really big stuff for last because there would have been months of whining. And now we get actual videos to sustain us at youtube.com/@toadiezzz. Don't even know my own name. Right. Oh, cool, Azuark. Cool. Okay. So, the power of these tools is really conveyed by the fact that the in-game trailer was filmed using the built-in cinematic camera feature, which I actually think is a pretty big deal. That's rad. I love that kind of stuff. I'm curious, I think throughout this, I would love to know folks who aren't creators, who aren't going to be using this tool to like make pretty cinematics for a YouTube video or whatever. Is there any hype at all from the non-creator City Skylines group? Because I'm just really curious. I don't have that perspective and I can't put myself into that perspective very easily, so. Someone is walking a cat outside right now. Interesting. Not for you at all. Probably not. No hype. Understood. Oh, you guys are great. Okay, say cheese. You've got a photo mode. Only your creativity is the limit, as can be seen. Can we turn this music down here? As can be seen from all of the options that we have available in the below. There is a shit ton. There is, in fact, a shit ton of options, like stupid amounts. We will not go through each one individually because of the sheer amount of them. Boo! Ooh. That's fair, Frost. I like that perspective. Yeah, Karen, totally. Absolutely. You have hype. Some cinematic videos to show friends. Hey, yeah, you know what? That's actually a point, eh? Like, you don't have to be putting the video out on YouTube to, like, be a content creator, to enjoy just making videos and expressing creativity. That's good. I like that a lot. So here is the first screenshot that we see. And yeah, you know, it's got options and stuff. So there are options tabs in the camera. That's what these guys are up here. Examples of these related to this first tab are the camera body, camera lens, aperture shape, all of which have subsettings which allow you to tweak things like camera collision, focal length to get the exact shot you want. 5 pages, Bruce. You can also tell some good stories. I agree. Yep. Yeah, Norge. I like that. I like that perspective a lot. Yeah. Oh, Cuddles. Oh no. Please mind. Can I just real quick? This is way more important. I wish that I had a photo mode available right now to get a real nice lighting effect on Facetious. You know, I just wish I could highlight the kind of glory that we're seeing. Yes, Outfrost, yeah. Cat licking bits, yes. Okay, from the lens tab, which is this second one, this second lens tab is the tab that I don't understand at all. I don't have photography experience, and so I am hoping for learning from it. There's depth of field, which I get, motion blur I get, bloom I get, vignette I get, film grain I get, and panini projection. So, I originally wrote down, what the fuck is this besides food? Because panini's delicious. I tried it and it made the lens shape bubble a bit. Since writing this down, I learned that it basically makes it look like a GoPro. You know, like the kind of circular GoPro view, or like when you're looking at Google Maps and you're in the first person Google Maps, it basically does that. I guess? Fisheye, thank you. Those are the words. Like you're in a Beastie Boys music video. Yes. Next we have the color. So that is this one. And it can include color adjustments, white, balance, and brightness. And you know what I will say is they have not mentioned every setting in either of these two tabs. Both the lens tab and the color tab have like kind of options available, and they haven't mentioned them all. I just don't remember them all. But there's loads. There is loads. Can you apply these color adjustments outside of the camera mode? No, cannot. You can apply them with the photo mode open and then put that into like the cinematic, like video mode, but you can't just apply the color adjustment and then play the game kind of thing. There's no, the question I think can be translated, I guess, to like making your own LUT or making your own theme while you play, and you can't, which is a little sad. Yes, Outfrost. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We'll get into that for sure. The next tab is the weather tab. So that's this guy here with the cloud. You can change the distance clouds, volumetric clouds, fog, and atmosphere. I have found very specific joy playing with the cloud settings, which sounds pretty lame, but they really can change how a view feels. And there are different types of clouds. Don't know if you knew that. And you can change the different types of clouds individually and different settings for each type of cloud. Wild. It's cool stuff. And then the last tab is the environment tab. That's this guy over here. And it allows you to change the time of day and the simulation speed. Simulation speed being used mostly for the cinematic camera, also known as cheese. Here is another photo, screenshot. Oh yes, so if we compare this screenshot to the one above it, it gives you a fair feel for how different you can make things look. I've written down that you can also make things look like straight up wacky with the different color filters. Like, you know, you can make it like lime green and stuff. But these two shots are two shots that still look pretty good, but they're like very different from each other. So here's this one, and then here is this one. So that's the exact same screenshot. And they both, I think, look really nice, but they've been adjusted with all of the settings and stuff. Cool. Lights, camera, action. Oh yes, here we go. Okay, so my TLDR on this is that there is a menu which opens to the left of photo mode. So that's these arrows up here. I'm going way up there. That menu is like the cinematic camera mod from City Skylines 1 on crack cocaine. I hope, hello. In a good way, in a very good way. So if you've ever used cinematic camera mod from City Skylines 1, it lets you keyframe and fly through the keyframes and stuff. It's that, but like, of stuff. Like Acme, plus cinematic camera mod, plus a million other things on crack cocaine in space. It's so cool. It's great. Here are the visuals of it. What have I done here? So this is what it looks like when you open it up. So I will just kind of like read out and then read my thoughts. At the top of the UI, you find the general tools giving you the basic controls of the cinematic camera. Play and pause take you through the cinematic you have created. Save lets you keep the setup for another time, which is awesome. So you can save your city at different stages of your city growth and then have the cinematic fly through your city at different stages of the city growth. I believe City Planner Plays made use of that in his video that he put out on Friday. You can reset, which gives you a fresh start when needed, which you're going to use a lot when you're learning this because it's a lot. Hope, I love that. Oh, Hope. Okay, so this is all very reminiscent of the cinematic camera mod in a very good way, in my opinion, I guess. By default, the UI is hidden as you play through the setup, but you can also enable it to see where you need to make adjustments. I didn't realize that, but cool. I like that. So I'm gonna have to like figure out how to make that happen and then put it into practice because I've kind of been like guessing where to adjust my cinematic, and it appears that I don't have to guess, which is really nice. So lastly, the segment duration slider, this guy up here, enables you to specify the duration of playback from 1 to 120 seconds. I totally wish we had more than 120 seconds to work with. If we are directly comparing it to the mod in CS1, that mod was limitless in its time, as far as I understand. And I know that a lot of folks, I haven't figured out how to do this best. I'm still new here. But I know a lot of folks like really slow down their simulation speed, and then they take a slow cinematic and then they speed things up. And that would, from what I understand, typically require more than 2 minutes of footage to really make work. And I guess you could like patch a couple 2-minute segments together, but it feels like a big pain in the bum. It feels like an arbitrary limit unless I'm really missing something. I would love more than 2 minutes. I would love more than 2 minutes. Let's see. A playback consists of a set of points called keys or keyframes spaced out through your timeline. If you have ever used a video editing program before, so Vegas, DaVinci, Premiere, this will feel very familiar to you. It's keyframing. Move the camera to position A at time Y, set a keyframe. Move the camera to position B at time Z, set a keyframe. So it's keyframing. Typically, each point has a different camera position, and the cinematic comes together as the camera transitions between these points. Each point can also have different photo mode properties connected to it, allowing you to, for example, change the time of day or weather during your cinematic. And as I have written down, this shit is where it gets wild. Not only can you keyframe your camera position, but you can keyframe every photo mode property, the clouds, the time, the aperture, the color grading, all of it. So all of these 5 tabs here have a whack of options underneath them, and you can keyframe every single one of them. And as far as I understand, I'm pretty sure this is correct, but I will say I'm not 100% sure this is correct. But I believe you can make the photo, like, color grading type keyframes. You can put them at different times than your cinematic camera position keyframes. So, like, I guess it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I think that that is pretty handy. You've got your camera position here, your camera position here. You don't have to have a camera position here if you want this color grade to change in the middle. Yeah, Red Mage, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, so I have TLDR'd all of this. So, TLDR, you can get really into the nitty-gritty with fussing a boot with the keyframes. There is one section for the camera position, so that's this section up top. And there is one section for the photo sections. That's this section at the bottom. Each can be manipulated separately and in like great detail. I could read it all out. I could read it all out loud, but honestly, just play with it I don't think reading these words without like actually seeing it in action will provide value. So that's why we're going to watch the video instead and see what we kind of can see happen from the video. And there is here's an example. So this is the keyframing with the cinematic camera stuff. And here is the photo stuff. This button right here is you putting in a keyframe on the camera. Yeah, Cuddles, take care. So this development diary concludes our look at the new game features, and we'd love to hear which ones you are most looking forward to. Feels very anticlimactic, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's fair, Warner. I can appreciate that for sure. Hello, Todd. Okay, so that's the dev diary. Let me pause my Tunic music and let's go to the video. I have not watched this yet. I'm going to put it in 75 speed again. Playback speed 0.75. And let's hear and see what we have to see for the cinematics. Yes, you guys can hear it.
Modesty is a...
Right. Playback quality. I don't know why 1080p looks like such poo-poo. But I'll leave the captions on. Please, I beg.
Modesty is a virtue. And it's totally overrated.
I'm totally modest.
Unveil the beauty of your city with the revamped photo mode in City Skylines II.
Oh, yeah. These, like, the sun, what do you call that? Lens flares or whatever, you can achieve by changing the time of day, and you, like, watch the sun go across your sky. And then when the sun comes into a position where it would be giving you a lens flare, it gives you a lens flare. What a surprise. But it's pretty cool. I like seeing them.
Skylines
Some people probably don't like seeing them.
It's powerful, dynamic, and user-friendly. So there's almost no limit to how creative you can be when capturing the magnificence of your city and sharing it for all the world to see and celebrate.
Celebrate good time.
With one click of the photo mode button, you can access 2 image capture modes, free camera and cinematic.
Oh, and I will say, and I'm actually surprised that they did not mention this in the dev diary, but as soon as you like click on photo mode, your camera movement buttons change. So when you're playing cities, you use like WASD to move your camera around, and you move like physically forward and backward and left and right and stuff. And you typically use your mouse to kind of look around and zoom in and out and all that sort of thing. But as soon as you click on photo mode, rolling your mouse, instead of zooming in and out, it rolls you up and down. And it's just a different, like, it's just a different way over. J.J. Abrams effect. Isn't he like
use free camera mode to take eye-popping
just been twitchy today. I'm sorry, gang.
Toggle to cinematic mode to unleash the filmmaker inside.
I'm a filmmaker.
There are all kinds of camera property settings to get the shot you're after, including adjustments to the camera body, camera lens, and aperture shape.
Yes,
subsettings
maybe
to configure them even
I have
more.
to remember those
For
words.
example,
I know what
with
pan
camera
means.
collision or focal length.
That's pretty cool. I've done this a lot.
Fine-tune
I've done the depth of field thing a lot. Or not depth of
motion
field.
blur,
Focal length thing a
vignette,
lot.
film grain, and panini projection with settings on the lens tab.
Oh, yes. This is
Go
another point that they're
mad
demonstrating here.
on the color tab.
Pause, lady, please. So you can see what they're doing here. This person is adjusting the options by clicking in here, which is an invisible scroll bar, kind of weird that it's invisible and doesn't like tell you that it's there. So you can do that, and you can like slide it left and right to kind of visually see what the effects are. Or you can also like double click into the numbers and change the numbers manually. If you know, for example, that you like your contrast to be at 69, then you can click into it and you can type 69. Or you can scroll back and forth and choose and see what you feel is best as you see it.
You can transform the vibe of your screenshots by tinkering with the colors,
You cannot,
white
Nomis.
balance, and
No,
brightness.
big sad. You cannot
Whatever
make
you do,
basically your
don't
own
wait
LUTs and
around
themes.
for ideal
It only
weather
works for the photo
conditions to
mode
take
and
your
then
shot.
for like the camera
Weather settings
cinematic
let
stuff.
you drench your city in sunshine or draw it under the shadow of stormy
Yeah, Red Mage.
skies.
Yep. But
Set
you
the
can make
distance
Aurora
clouds,
Borealis, which is pretty
volumetric
cool.
clouds, fog,
Oh, and
and
here they're gonna play with the
atmosphere.
clouds. Please play with them.
Settings on the
Wait,
environment.
you're not gonna play with them?
Fog.
Play
Set
with
the
clouds.
distance clouds, volumetric clouds.
She's just showing them all to you.
fog,
But I
and
mean, look how
atmosphere.
many there are. There's so many.
Settings on the environment tab work in a similar way. Change
Yeah,
the time of
Outfrost.
day and set the simulation speed.
Same with
which
like
is
Premiere
useful
Pro.
when creating videos in cinematic mode. Ready to roll camera? You'll find basic controls for the cinematic camera.
Oh, here
when
you can see
enter
it.
cinematic
That's panning,
mode.
yeah.
Use them to calibrate camera position controls, which control the position and rotation of the camera,
Uh-huh.
and all those other cool camera properties. You'll also see controls like play and pause to view the playback you created.
Please show us the playback.
Save for when you want to keep that playback,
You're not gonna show us the playback.
and reset when you
Okay.
want to start fresh.
All right. I hope they do at least at
Hang
the end of
on.
the video.
A playback?
Okay.
A playback is a set of points spaced throughout the timeline of your video. Typically, each point has a different camera position and rotation.
Yeah.
The video comes together as the camera transitions between them.
Okay.
And as you add points
you're gonna
to
show
the
us?
timeline
Oh,
with
they're showing
different
us.
camera positions and
I mean,
rotations,
it's exactly what you would
you
expect
can
it to be,
also
but
tweak the transition between them.
okay.
When you're
Oh,
happy
yeah, right. That's a point. So this is one of the keyframes, right? You can click on that keyframe, and just like it does in video editing software, two little like sticks will come out of it, and you can adjust the easing in and out. If you know what you're doing, it's really powerful, I think. I still need to get better at it, but you can adjust the easing that way, which is nice.
with your playback, record it using any game
Yeah.
capture software. That's exactly how we've created this series of feature highlights videos.
That's cool.
The best part? You can then share your videos with a global community
That's
of
you
city
guys.
builders who
You're the
share
global
your
community.
passion for testing the limits of what's possible.
That's fun.
Your city is unlike any other.
It's pretty powerful.
because
Nomis.
it's
Yeah,
yours.
it's pretty darn powerful.
So go on. Show off a little.
I'm gonna show off my merch. But the skies are very pretty. The nighttime skies are very pretty. So that is the cinematic camera dev diary. YouTube, I hope that you enjoyed. Subscribe to this channel and come say hi on Twitch. It's way more fun over here. Have a great day, YouTube.